thanks for tuning in. This is Stefan with AutoCheck Automotive, and we're going to tell you about wheel alignments. So, what is a wheel alignment? It is exactly like it sounds. You need to align the wheels. If you think about your wheels as going in a straight line, if you're doing this like a motorcycle, it wants to turn left. If it's doing this, it's a little cross-eyed, it's not going to want to go forward properly. If they're not proper, you're going to be wearing out your tires, you're going to get some performance issues. One thing you're not going to get is vibration. People always seem to talk about that. I have a vibration, I need a wheel alignment. No, vibrations aren't from wheel alignments. That's something different. But we're going to show you what it's all about. So the roads we drive on are generally pretty smooth and they're pretty forgiving when it comes to wear and tear on the vehicle and suspension components. With every bump in the road, there is some kind of compromise. If you're hitting little bumps, it's made to do that, but things wear out. They tend to get bent a little bit. Every pothole we come across, or you move up against a curb and you turn into it, that could bend something. How hard did you hit the hole? Is your steering wheel now crooked? That's a main indicator. If you got a bit of a bend somewhere, so you're driving like this, you bend that one wheel over, you're going to move to the side. You just do this, and now you're going straight, but your steering wheel's crooked. So we'll have Paul show us a couple things in the shop here. See what makes sense when it comes to wheel alignment, when you want to do it, and we'll go from there.
Hello, my name is Paul. Welcome to AutoCheck, and I'm the alignment technician here.
Already found something, a little dangly thing. Oh. So Paul, why is it that we're going for a test drive when we do a wheel alignment?
Because we want to hear if there's any clunks or any abnormal sounds in the steering or suspension, and it's also to feel if we can see or feel any abnormalities as far as the drivability of the vehicle. If it wants to wander one side, the other side, and that's mainly what we try and do, and see if there's any check engine lights or any other issues.
So we need a level vehicle with tight suspension before we can achieve any kind of perfect symmetry. Any loose components will produce false results, and paying for an alignment would not really accomplish anything. So Paul's got the machine set up to the vehicle. He makes sure everything is properly calibrated, and then after that we can check out our results. So we got 3 different angles on a vehicle. Shows the caster in the top, the camber in the middle, and then we have the toe on the bottom. And as you can see, the ones in red are not ideal, so we're gonna have to fix that. So we spray her down. Hopefully things will break loose for us. This is an older vehicle, so rust can be an issue. Luckily, it's a nice vehicle. Actually, it's not too bad. It's got low kilometers. Old Vanagon with 86,000, I believe. Now we got our results. We know what's going on. We got to identify what kind of suspension we got. Every vehicle adjusts differently, so we need to know what we're working with and how we're going to adjust it.
Tie rods, so lower arm, upper control arm, spring, shock, sway bar length, sway bar. This is known as a strut rod. This is what keeps your front wheel, either moves it further back, keeps it further ahead. Outer tie rod and your knuckle. Now this suspension here, you have lower ball joint, upper ball joint. A lot of newer vehicles, they won't have an upper control arm. They will have what's known as a McPherson strut. And we'll show you one of those in another video and what that looks like.
All right, so if we look at this picture on the right side in the middle where it's red, it's showing negative 0.8 degrees. It's showing that our camber is not where it's supposed to be. So we need to move that. All right. So the right front tire is cambered in, which means the top is leaning over. What that's going to do is it's going to make you want to pull to the left. It doesn't pull to the left because the caster goes the other way, so that's why we didn't feel it when we drove it. What it's going to do is all your weight is on that inside edge. So you're going to wear out your tire as far as that goes. So we need to pull that tire back up somewhere or another. Right. Here we see Paul tightening or loosening the strut rod, which in theory will be pulling the bottom of the tire back in and standing the wheel straight up and down again. Worthy of note, if you watch the angle on the bottom right, as he adjusts the camber, it also affects the other angles. So it's a bit of a balancing act, trying to make sure you get every single angle where it needs to be, but that's what experience is all about, and that's what our guys are trained to do. Well, I hope you enjoyed that segment of what a wheel alignment is all about. That's pretty much the short of it. That one went quite well, actually, especially for an older vehicle. Sometimes things will be so seized together we have to cut them off with a torch or a saw and replace parts, but in this case it was pretty smooth. It went quite well. Customer was happy. There's no extra billing required because everything went according to plan. So that's the ideal way to do an alignment. Maybe we'll do one on alignment that doesn't go all that well. But